Welcome to the 5th Antler Southeast Asia Demo Day. We are coming to you from Singapore. We have all been through a challenging year 2020. As the world and the economy starts to open up this year, we really hope you have had a good start to the new year 2021 and are feeling as optimistic as we are.
At Antler Singapore, we have had an incredibly busy 2020 and have hit the ground running in 2021. We doubled the number of cohorts per year, and in 2020, 27 companies were created out of the Antler Southeast Asia programs.
We have also launched the Antler Spark program. This is a 3-month hybrid introductory program designed specifically for first-time entrepreneurs. The profile for the Spark program are Singaporeans and permanent residents who are fresh graduates or professionals who want to understand the basics about entrepreneurship. Please apply through the Antler Spark website here.
Tonight, you are going to hear from founders of the newest additions to our portfolio. These 12 exceptional teams have built their startups to meet the needs of consumers in an increasingly digital-first world, where remote work, fintech, and automated business processes have become integral to everything we do. 70 founders were selected from 3,100 applications. 83% of them had worked in a startup before, and 71% have previously founded a company. 11% exited a company as a founder or executive.
Before we hear from them, I want to share some amazing traction from some of our portfolio companies in Southeast Asia from previous cohorts. Examples of recent fundraisers are Sampingan, an on-demand job platform in Indonesia, which raised $5 million from Altara Ventures in their recent Series A round, and co-living proptech platform Cove, which raised $4.6 million in a Series A round from Keppel Land and ID Invest. Both were from the very first Antler cohort, which graduated in January 2019. As examples of amazing recent traction, I want to highlight Zanpool, whose open finance APIs for bank account, e-wallets, and cryptocurrency wallets have assisted their software users in processing over 180 million USD worth of transaction volume since they launched in July 2019. And Rebello, a marketplace for pre-loved electronics, which has grown by 20 times between January 2020 and January 2021, with monthly gross sales reaching $1.2 million. Their team now has over 30 people, and they have 4 offices in Singapore, Australia, Malaysia, and New Zealand, with over 10,000 customers. On a global level at Antler, we now have more than 250 portfolio companies from our 10 live locations. And I'm proud to say this makes us the world's largest company builder.
Before we hear the first pitch, we would like to say thank you to our event partners, Enterprise Singapore and Startup SG, as well as our media partners KR Asia and Oasis. We would also like to thank our regional legal partners, Linklaters and Watson, Farley and Williams, for supporting our portfolio of companies in the region with legal advice, guidance, and masterclasses. After each pitch, please click on the Get in Touch button for the startup you would like to connect with. You can provide feedback, express your interest in investing, collaborating, or becoming their next customer. In April 2020, we did a COVID-19 call. This global initiative was open to startups with ideas in the areas of mitigation, medical equipment, remote health, and digital tools. We received over 1,600 applications from 100 countries. One of the teams we selected is from Singapore. To kick off Demo Day, we will hear from one of the COVID-19 initiative teams, Breathonics, a rapid breath test platform. To tell you more about how it all works, we have Dr. Junan.
Hi everyone, my name is Junan. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Breathonics. In 1989, a lady visited a doctor because her dog kept sniffing at a mole on her leg. She was later diagnosed with skin cancer. Luckily, she survived because it was still at early stage. Dogs can smell cancers. And they can do so because human disease like cancer produce a group of molecules called volatile organic compounds, VOCs for short. We Bressonics specialize in analyzing VOCs from exhaled breaths for early detection of various diseases. We started with lung cancer because lung cancer is the #1 cancer killer, and the difference between late stage and early stage patients is 5% survival rate versus 80%. Since the beginning of the pandemic, we have also quickly adapted our technology for rapid screening of COVID-19. For COVID-19, the existing detection method, which is swab PCR, is expensive, invasive, and slow. So there is an urgent need for an effective rapid screening technology. Our solution is fast, non-invasive, and does not compromise on accuracy. The same technology can be adapted to detect a wide range of other diseases. This is our current version of the 60 seconds breath test station. The user simply exhales into the sampler with a disposable mouthpiece, and our machine learning software will process and provide the results in less than a minute. Initial results from our clinical trial with National Center of Infectious Disease has demonstrated an accuracy of over 90%. Since then, we have expanded our trial to multiple sites, including Changi Airport, as well as in Dubai. We have also secured MOUs with partners in several overseas markets. These partners will support us with the regulatory approvals as well as commercial deployment. Beyond COVID-19, we have completed initial clinical trial for lung cancer with promising results of over 80% accuracy, and we are planning for a larger scale trial. In addition, we have also secured clinical partners for diseases including nasopharyngeal cancer and tuberculosis. Our business model is a breast test as a service model, where we charge our customers on a per test basis. We aim to roll out our COVID-19 test in Q3 this year. Based on our current projections, we estimate an average of 5 million per quarter revenue for the next 24 months post-launching. Bressonics is a spin-off company from National University of Singapore, and we are funded by a team of scientists and engineers who has strong background in breast analysis technologies and prior experience in building deep tech startups. We also have a strong team of advisors in medtech product development, regulatory, as well as commercialization. We are currently looking to raise $4 million. This will enable us to, firstly, speed up the regulatory approval in several markets. Secondly, to develop our commercialization team and to expand our R&D team. I welcome you to get in touch and join our vision to reimagine diagnostics.
That was great, Dr. Chunan. I mean, amazing to see how this invention is able to adapt to different diseases. I have a question. How do you prevent cross-infection during the breath test?
That's a great question. So in our product, each user will use a disposable mouthpiece. So the mouthpiece has a one-way valve in it, which means that the user will only be able to exhale into it, but they will never be able to inhale from it. So on top of that, we also have a saliva trap inside the mouthpiece so that it will stop all the droplets from entering into the system.
And will this product be able to replace the PCR test?
So our product is not intended to replace PCR test, which is currently the gold standard for COVID-19 diagnostics. So it's quite accurate in detecting active infections. However, swab PCR test is quite invasive. It's painful for the users, and it's quite expensive. It's also slow. Usually results are available only after a few days. So our test is most suitable for a mass screening because it is rapid. The results can be available on site within 1 minute, and it's also very easy to use. We only take one simple breath.
As you mentioned, it is already in Changi and the rollout is happening in other airports. I've seen the device and I wanted to ask if there were any plans on making it more portable.
Yes, definitely. So currently we are using a system that is based on mass spectrometry technology because as a start, we need to collect full spectrum data, both qualitative and quantitative data, because mass spec can do that with very, very high accuracy. So once we have collected all this data and validate the biomarkers for a specific disease, we do have plans to design and develop sensor technologies which target those molecules. So sensor technologies will be much, much more portable comparing to the current systems, and they were also much lower cost.
So does that mean that this technology can be used to detect other diseases?
Yes, eventually, so our technology is a platform technology. So for other types of diseases, we are using the same set of hardware, same methodology, same software. The only difference is that different disease will produce different biomarkers. So we will be targeting different molecules in our software, and the algorithm will be a bit different.
Sounds amazing. I think there's a lot to come with Breathonics in disease detection. Thank you so much, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Having built the coolest fintech apps for consumers and businesses the past 9 years, the Brick team is now building plug-and-play application programming interfaces, or APIs, for the next generation of fintech innovators. Here to tell you more is Gavin Tan.
Hi, I'm Gavin, CEO of Brick, and we enable tech companies to build in-app financial services with a single API. In the near future, every company will earn a significant portion of their revenue from financial services. And this trend is already in full swing in Southeast Asia. Increasingly, we are seeing consumer tech companies like Shopee, Tokopedia, and Traveloka offer more and more financial services to their end users. And to offer these financial services in a delightful manner, they need good financial APIs like those built by Brick. Yet today, tech companies in Southeast Asia still do not have access to basic financial APIs. So before an end user can invest, get credit, or buy insurance from a tech platform, they first need to fill in long forms before manually uploading documents of information they just shared, documents like their proof of address, before leaving the platform to navigate cumbersome bank transfer processes. All in all, this is a super tedious process both for the consumer and internal stakeholders, leads to a lot of customer drop-off, and is also prone to fraud. All factors that combine together to negatively impact a tech company's bottom line. These pain points that I just mentioned are all pain points that I experienced firsthand while building the first SME neobank for Southeast Asia. So I decided to team up with the best fintech tech leader that I know, my co-founder Deepak, to build Brick. Introducing Brick, one line of code for all financial APIs. With just one line of code, fintech developers will now be able to implement a world-class in-app widget that instantly gives them access and removes any barriers to a variety of local financial data, from banking data to e-commerce data to telco data. Our first market is Indonesia, and in the past 6 months, we spoke with hundreds of fintechs in Indonesia to identify the core use cases they urgently need. We immediately executed on this insight and launched 4 core APIs with the top 7 banks in Indonesia, representing about 90% coverage of adult bank accounts in Indonesia, making us the market leader in coverage in Indonesia today. And we are just getting started. In the past 6 months, we secured our license with the IT Ministry in Indonesia, launched our beta with 7 banking connections, and we went live with our first customer, with another 33 customers in Sandbox implementing our integrations as we speak, representing more than $1.2 million in ARR in that stage alone. Financial API platforms are a proven business model. They've worked well the past 20 years in US and Europe. And now this open finance revolution is taking the world by storm, with well-funded platforms coming up all over the world. But there are still no major players for Southeast Asia. And the market opportunity in Southeast Asia is huge, taking our initial addressable market of 219 million users who already spend money on the internet and an average conservative fee of 30 cents per active account connected. Brick is sitting on a market opportunity of $2.37 billion annually. The top fintech leaders across the world believe that we are the best team to build the go-to financial API platform for Southeast Asia. And now, we need your help to build the future of finance in Southeast Asia. We are closing our seed round in 2 weeks. If you are a strategic investor, and if you would like to build the future of finance together with us, please reach out. Thank you.
Gavin, fantastic pitch. Thanks. You mentioned you have 4 core APIs live. Can you share with us what the use cases are for those APIs?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so the 4 core APIs live are the identity verification APIs, bank account verification API, transactions, and real-time balances, right? A tech company can really use these APIs at different stages of the customer journey. Identity APIs for customer onboarding, transaction API to understand customers' financial behavior better. And before making a disbursement or refund, they might want to check the bank account using the bank account verification API. Some interesting use cases would be automating credit decisions for fintech lenders to offering just-in-time financial advice for wealth management, robo-advisory apps.
So why is now the right time to build financial APIs in Southeast Asia?
Well, 2 big reasons. First, the open finance trend is taking the world by storm. It's happening all over the world, and this trend is coming to Southeast Asia. Open finance will be a reality here, right? Secondly, we are just seeing the new generation of fintech apps being built in Southeast Asia. Fintech apps, they are not merely digital, but hyper-personalized and hyper-customized to end users' needs. These new generation of apps cannot be built on 50-year-old infrastructure, and they need new infrastructure like those APIs built by Brick.
So the opportunity is there, the time is right. Why are you guys the right team to build this?
Well, many reasons, but the biggest one of all is that Deepak, my co-founder, and I live and breathe fintech for the past 9 years. We've been building the coolest fintech apps for consumers and businesses, and we really started this journey by trying to solve the pain points that we were experiencing ourselves. So we intimately know what fintech innovators need, and now we are on a mission to help them build the new generation of fintech apps for Southeast Asia.
Fantastic. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen, Brick is coming.
The journey to becoming a parent can sometimes be unpredictable. The next company, Fig, is on a mission to help women and couples understand and manage their reproductive health through their unique platform. Maria Wang Faulkner will share the thoughtful Fig process with you.
I'm Maria, co-founder of Fig, and I'm excited to tell you about how we are reimagining women's healthcare in Asia. Women have unique health needs, especially during their reproductive years. They already spend double what men spend on healthcare, and yet their reproductive health needs are still not being met. Let's take PCOS, for example. This is a lifelong hormonal disorder that impacts 200 million women globally. It's the cause of 40% of female infertility and also increases the risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease. PCOS is treatable, but 70% of cases go undiagnosed. Thankfully, awareness is on the rise, with global Google searches for the term doubling over the last 2 years. Detecting PCOS early can help prevent infertility and improve quality of life for 100 million women in APAC alone. And that's just one condition. The same is true for conditions like endometriosis, thyroid disease, diminished ovarian reserve. So why is early detection not happening? Our customers have told us it's because the traditional healthcare system is reactive and exclusionary, expensive, complicated, and over-medicalized. In short, it's full of barriers that make it hard to get screened. This represents a $1 trillion opportunity, or $23 billion in urban English-speaking APAC alone. That's why we've built FIG, to provide direct-to-consumer reproductive health screens. These screens give women insights into their ovarian reserve and provide an indication as to whether they have PCOS or a thyroid disorder. And these are the exact same tests offered in fertility clinics and are run by the same accredited labs. But the FIG difference is that our tests are affordable at half the price. They're more discreet because they can be done at home, and they come with understandable results, a holistic action plan, and a supportive community. And the best part, our tests are for all women. If you have ovaries, then FIG is for you. So remember how I said earlier, 70% of PCOS goes undiagnosed? Well, we're helping women get diagnosed earlier and avoid potential infertility. Modern women are already searching for what we offer. Today, Google sees millions of monthly searches for PCOS, and this is only growing. We are also activating influencers who themselves struggled with infertility or are choosing to be proactive, as well as content and distribution partners with Pan-Asia reach. We launched in Singapore a couple of weeks ago and have been overwhelmed with the response. To date, we've had over 250 women sharing with us sensitive information about their health, weight, and family planning goals. We're seeing healthy week-over-week growth, and our customers absolutely love us. They find our process simple, affordable, and less daunting than going to a clinic. This is a proven business model in the US and UK, and there are currently no major players in APAC. Velocity for us is key, and velocity is our MO. Within a month of forming the company, we soft-launched walk-in lab tests and are launching at-home test kits next month. We're going to sell 2,000 units and generate $350K in revenue by the end of this year, and will expand to Indonesia next. Our founding team combines medical expertise from Harvard Imperial College London with design thinking and go-to-market experience from Google, IDEO, and the Clinton Health Access Initiative. We've also onboarded marketing operations and content ninjas and subject matter experts as advisors and advocates. Our vision is to be the trusted go-to platform for women's reproductive health in APAC. We're currently raising our seed round and looking for strategic partners and superstar advisors. So if you want to join us in reimagining the patient experience for a $23 billion market, please get in touch. Thank you.
That was a really thoughtful pitch, Maria, and really interesting to see this untapped market. I want to start by asking, why would a woman use FIG rather than go to her personal gynecologist?
Yeah, well, women tend to wait till their symptoms have gotten quite severe, or they've tried unsuccessfully for 6 to 12 months before they go see a doctor. If doctors were adequate, if that was an adequate solution, then we wouldn't be seeing 70% of PCOS cases go undiagnosed. So FIG is essentially lowering the barriers to getting screened. And by doing that, we're actually making it easier for women to go get tested and be more proactive about their reproductive health before it's too late.
And where do clinics and test providers fall into this entire equation?
Yeah, we're actually serving a population segment that isn't being served today. There's a group of women that maybe don't have the awareness that they should go get screened. For them, we're raising awareness. And there's another group that maybe suspects they should go get screened, but find it hard to justify the time and cost, or find it daunting to go visit a clinic. We get that. So we're coming in trying to make it more affordable and again, more accessible and just less daunting. So making it easy for them to go get screened. We're also helping women get screened earlier in their reproductive life cycles.
And what is your vision with FIG in terms of changing the way women perceive the way they view their reproductive health?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think there's a tendency to think that reproductive health is only relevant when you want babies. That's actually not the case. All women, we're all walking around with the reproductive system, and whether you realize it or not, it has an impact on your health. Just ask any woman with severe PMS symptoms. So our goal is to make reproductive health screening routine for every woman, regardless of her life stage or her family planning goals.
Every woman, and what are your expansion plans?
Well, we want to be the trusted go-to platform for women's reproductive health in APAC. There are 1 billion women of reproductive age in this region, so there's plenty of opportunity in this region alone. And there's a lot of need as well, because the East Asian woman is even less likely to get diagnosed with PCOS compared with other women. The East Asian woman tends to not present with some of the more common symptoms and more visible symptoms like male pattern baldness, excessive facial hair, or weight gain. They tend to just have irregular symptoms. So there's even greater need. And then secondly, there's also this cultural dynamic that's associated with visiting a gynecologist. In many countries like Indonesia, where we want to go next, seeing a gynae is perceived as being only needed when you're sexually active. And so as a result, women are reluctant to go see a gynae. They don't want to be perceived as being sexually active. So FIG, in being a discreet alternative to visiting gynecologists, is again much needed.
Large mission indeed. Looking forward to all these things to come with FIG. Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you.
One of the advantages of working with founders in the Antler program is witnessing innovation happen in real time. I heard the term art tech for the first time through this cohort. In this case, it was seeing how Arun, Taryn, and Alexander came together to form Art Wall Street, a new category of startups where art, tech, and property merge. Here to tell you more about the platform is Arun Sugumaran.
Hi, I'm Arun, co-founder and CEO of Art Wall Street. Selling to large real estate institutions is an uphill task. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a no. I know this because I've been doing it for more than 12 years. But in the last 3 months, every single player has said yes to Art Wall Street, and we're starting to see our first revenues. Here's why. Increasingly, these players are incorporating art to reimagine and reinvent their spaces. They want to beautify their spaces and engage communities at the same time. However, they have no idea what to look for and where to find affordable fine art. At the same time, there are thousands of emerging artists who are struggling to be discovered and fighting for exhibition space in a legacy art ecosystem. This presents a huge opportunity for Art Wall Street to disrupt this ecosystem, which suppresses the discovery and supply of art. Galleries have a mercilessly low artist acceptance rate, showcase expensive art, and leave thousands of talented artists feeling defeated and undiscovered by large segments of society. The struggle to make a living and the emotional pain of trying to be discovered is very real for these artists. The irony is, in addition to real estate players, there's a growing aspirational middle-income segment in Asia that's looking for their art. While e-commerce helps to increase visibility online, most of the art transactions happen with some form of physical encounter. Art Wall Street is plugging this huge gap between supply and demand in this multi-billion-dollar ecosystem. We're proliferating the discovery of emerging fine art by converting everyday spaces into art galleries at scale. Our solution is amazingly simple. A talented artist anywhere on the planet can upload the digital version of their art and have the print version displayed in a venue anywhere on the planet. We increase the visibility of the artist by bringing art to people wherever they are, creating frequent and casual art encounters. Now, everyone wins as artists raise their profiles, venues beautify their spaces, and consumers discover and purchase art in a more relevant and accessible way, online and offline. In Singapore alone, we've already built a network of 400 display spots in just 3 months, amounting to an annual media value of $500,000. Now, 153 artists from 14 countries are excited to be discovered by 5 million people moving through these properties every single month. They have contributed art inventory amounting to a total value of almost $800,000 ready for purchase on our platform. We take a commission on all art sales, we charge a subscription fee to artists to use our platform, and venues a fee to rent our art. Real estate players in Asia, the growing aspirational middle-income population in Southeast Asia, and the developed Northeast Asian markets are ready for an art explosion. We will attain a 5% market share of this $9 billion opportunity over the next 5 years. To build the next generation art ecosystem, our team draws on our shared belief of the importance of art in society. I know what it takes to bring large real estate players on board as venue partners. Taryn is an award-winning creative media professional with an enduring connection with art and artists. Alex is a creative technologist and an experienced marketplace builder with a shared passion of using technology to unlock the full potential of the art industry. However, we can't do this alone. To respond to increasing demand and sustain this rapid growth, we are raising our seed round via SafeNote to expand our product team, increase our network of display spots, reach out to more artists, and achieve annual revenue of $2 million next year. Our vision is to enrich lives through art and artists. If you're a trailblazing investor who's passionate about art and wants to be part of this massive global opportunity, please connect with us to find out more. I'm Arun, CEO of Art Wall Street. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Arun. That was really interesting, the way you've managed to combine all these different categories. I'm curious to know, why have you focused on onboarding venues instead of sales as a key metric of traction?
So onboarding large real estate players is the biggest challenge in our three-sided platform, right? So we decided to reach out to real estate players to try and convince them to give us space that is monetizable so that we can convert them to galleries. So that would tell us that our core business value proposition actually works.
But aren't there other e-commerce solutions to help artists out there?
You're right. So e-commerce solutions are great and they're a point of sale, but we focus on the entire funnel that is valuable to an artist, which is exhibition and awareness, promotion, and the sale. Public exhibition is important to artists to raise their reputation and influence the value of their art. And we give them access to exhibition space at scale and allow them to sell on our e-commerce platform as well.
So I get it from the artist point of view, but what's interesting to see is, is this a sudden change where real estate players are actually interested in art?
I think it's just, it's a great question. I think it's beyond just the interest in art. I think real estate players are increasingly starting to realize that they have a responsibility to not just build cities, but to build culture and society within the cities as well. So they're using their space for cultural engagement, and which is why they're turning their wall spaces into commercial and cultural activation sites so that people can discover art. And this multiplies the brand value of the real estate players many times.
So, Arun, who is the target market for the type of art you are selling on your platform?
So we're going after the growing aspirational middle-income population, and we price our art at $250 to $750.
Why wouldn't galleries just digitize and offer a similar solution, given they have all this art in their space?
So technology is at the core of our business, so we're happy to see galleries digitizing, but we're very different from them. So galleries are more curated and selling at a different price point, whereas we are more accessible to the larger segment of society. And at the same time, we scale much faster in galleries as we have no rent or capex. So this gives us an unfair advantage using our relationships with real estate players to proliferate the discovery of art across Asia.
Great. Thank you so much, Arun, for sharing all about Art Wall Street.
Thanks, Pooja.
Business processes can sometimes be complicated, and often companies need to work with multiple software platforms to manage various aspects. Forma aims to overcome this with their no-code platform, which works like a plug-and-play tool. Here to present from Team Forma, we have Elsin Yi.
Hi everyone, my name is Elston, one of the co-founders of Forma. Forma is a no-code platform to build customized workflows for any business process. Most startups and SMEs, regardless of their roles or departments, subscribe to different softwares or tools to manage their business process. Through our survey of more than 100 over companies in Asia, on average, companies subscribe to more than 7 different platforms out there. Here is a quick snapshot of the softwares and tools that they subscribe to, all for different use case or functions. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many platforms out there. What's the problem? Typically, most of these platforms charge on a per user basis. And as a company expands in team size, the cost can get really expensive. It is also very hard and confusing to manage multiple platforms. Through our surveys, more than 99% of companies still use Google Forms or Microsoft Excel to manage their business process manually. It's crazy. What we discover is that the coding and infrastructure behind all these softwares and tools are actually very similar. They're like Lego blocks but in different colors and skins. Our solution, by creating the building blocks for the users, we want to make designing workflows as easy as building Lego. Forma as a product is a powerful drag and drop workflow builder that gives complete control to the user. They can easily visualize and map out how and where data flows. Our workflow builder is powered by 3 main components. Plugins, they are essentially replicating the features that you can find in the different softwares and tools, along with our dynamic form and database builder. We are a B2B SaaS company. Our business model is a freemium monthly subscription focusing on usage tier pricing. We have 3 tiers: free, basic, followed by premium, which gives users unlimited access to our platform. Why Forma? We are cost effective, paid for what you use only, and the amount is always capped. No need to use so many softwares anymore, and Forma is crazy customizable. With true automation, no more manual work required. We are a team of ex-founders with more than 20 years of startup experience, spanning in different sectors like logistics, fintech, product, growth, and marketing. The global SME size is around 400 million. Even capturing 0.1% market share would mean a $40 million monthly recurring revenue for the company. We launched Forma through private beta in November 2020 last year. And since then, we have more than 40 over signups. Most interestingly, every customer who are keen to use us are actually using us for very different use cases in their companies. Onboarding of customers, employees, mailroom system, work from home schedule, even e-leave or expense claims, just to name a few. The power of Forma allows users to use their creativity to build whatever they need. Here's our roadmap. We'll focus in Southeast Asia in phase 1, followed by regional expansion. We aim to hit 1,000 paying customers with 65,000 monthly recurring revenue within 18 to 24 months. We are looking to raise $1 million for our seed round to build out our team in IT, product, and growth. Join us in this exciting journey to build Forma together, the Lego for business processes. With your help, we can build the foundation of 1,000 paying customers and scale to a global company with millions of dollars in revenue. Thank you.
So Elson, that sounded amazing. Who knew designing workflow processes could be as easy as putting Lego blocks together? What can Forma actually be used for in businesses?
So technically, Forma can be used for almost any business process out there. You can use it for, some of our customers actually use it for e-leave, claims, mailroom system, even work from home schedule as well. So the creativity actually lies within the users themselves. All we do is just give them the building blocks to build whatever they need.
And you seem to have a very unique pricing model. Can you explain a bit more about why you chose to price your product this way?
I think for a start, we don't want companies to kind of worry about the number of seats they have to pay for from the very beginning, and only invite selective users from their companies to actually join our platform. We want them to have the flexibility to invite everyone to join Forma and to build whatever workflows they need to boost their business productivity.
So more about usage versus users?
Yep.
Users,
Yep.
Okay. And your most expensive subscription plan is capped at 100. Will that be enough for the company to make a long-term profit?
I think our motto for is to help startups and SMEs all around the world. And also keeping the price more as affordable, cost-effective is very important for them to use Forma. With that being said, we do have other revenue plans in place on the long run, like developer licensing fee or even enterprise solutions.
Okay, and what is the long-term vision for Forma?
So our grand vision for Forma is to build an open ecosystem where third-party developers can join our platform to build even more customized workflows or plugins for anyone in the world to use.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The next team has built an emotion AI platform specifically for sales teams. Here to tell you more about how it works and share their vision is Raj Kazi.
Enterprise sales. These words bring up images of well-dressed salespeople building amazing relationships with their customers. In the boardroom, at the golf course, or at a fancy restaurant. The pandemic, however, has changed the rules of the game. McKinsey reports that 90% of B2B sales is now virtual via platforms like Zoom. This new normal has left sales teams in the blind. 88% say it's extremely difficult to establish rapport and showcase empathy, behaviors which are driven by emotional intelligence. You may be thinking, so what's the big deal? Studies show that reps with low EQ bring in 50% lesser revenue than their high EQ peers. 50% lesser. Have I got your attention now? I've been selling to enterprises over the past 15 years, and I can completely empathize with sales teams today. When I met Ajay, who has a strong background in machine learning and speech intelligence, we knew we had to make life easy for the virtual seller. We're building Beaver, an emotion AI platform for sales teams. Beaver listens to sales calls and provides real-time nudges that reinforce good conversation habits. Simple things like not interrupting, talking less, listening more, and mirroring pace go a long way in establishing rapport. More importantly, Beaver helps you understand customer emotions so reps can sell with more empathy. Throughout the call, Beaver predicts success, which helps sales reps know when to pitch the sale and when to back off. Contextual information can be configured to pop up when certain cues are detected in the customer's speech, ensuring sales reps have all the relevant information at hand. So what's in this for sales leaders? Beaver uncovers improvement opportunities from every sales call so that leaders can coach their teams with precision. No more wasting time listening to call recordings, and definitely no more guesswork. Over the past 3 months, we got access to confidential real-world datasets. We trained our models on this data and continue to fine-tune these models. We're now ready to launch on the Zoom ecosystem, with support for Teams, WebEx, and other platforms coming soon. With $24,000 in committed recurring revenue and 50 companies registered for our beta, we're just getting started. There are 10 million sales reps globally today, across software, internet, and technology sectors. We charge companies $480 per rep per year. A 20% uplift in their sales performance because of Beaver can be pretty significant. 5 years from now, we project $96 million in ARR, with the US market accounting for half of that. And guys, this is just for our sales use case. Our approach to enterprises will remain high touch through a direct sales model, and we're really excited about the revenue impact we can create for small businesses. Conversation intelligence is hot. I'm sure you recognize a lot of these logos. Our differentiation remains in the ability to optimize conversations in real time by analyzing emotions. In the future, our vision is to expand our emotion algorithm to use cases across customer service, human resources, and education. Investors, you can be part of something big here. We're raising $1 million to commercialize a platform across English-speaking markets, especially the US. This gives us 18 months to build a committed team and reach our next milestone of $110,000 in MRR. If you love what you've seen, let's grab a coffee. Or even better, let's jump onto a Zoom call. Just scan the code here. Together, let's make every sales conversation a win. Thank you.
Raj, that was an incredible presentation.
Thank you so much, Rufus, for the opportunity. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
So, can you tell me a bit more about how you're different than existing tools in the market and what really makes Beaver unique?
Brilliant question, Rufus. There's actually a lot of tools in the market. Most of them focus on post-processing of calls and providing data to sales leaders at the end of the calls, right? Our focus has been on real-time nudges, optimizing conversations in real time. So we actually had to come up with pretty interesting infrastructure, hardcore engineering efforts, and to bring the latency down and provide these nudges in real time to sales reps. That's the biggest differentiator for us.
I can imagine that must have been a challenging task.
Absolutely. I mean, my CTO is quite capable himself, and we've started building a pretty amazing team around him.
So what's the plan for Beaver to acquire customers? How do you see them and how do you want to reach them?
Okay, so our customers predominantly sit across technology, internet, and SaaS organizations. So in the beginning, we are actually reaching out to customers ourselves. I mean, obviously, every early stage company has to do it themselves. But we're building this, if you can think about this, if we're building it on the Zoom ecosystem, we're building it on the Teams ecosystem or the WebEx ecosystem. So ultimately and eventually, we would like customers to find us, discover us across those ecosystems itself.
That actually sounds super convenient for them.
It is. It's a very easy thing to do. Just click, approve, install, you're good to go.
Given that you're going to move on, run through walls, what's next for Beaver?
Sure. We're going to focus on the sales use case. I mean, we're actually providing, or we can foresee ourselves providing a lot of benefit to sales teams, to revenue teams, increasing sales performance and stuff like that. But we can use the same emotion algorithm in customer service, or human resources, tracking employee satisfaction, across human resources, or even measuring effectiveness of lectures, across education. So there's a lot of opportunities for us beyond sales.
Hey, Raj, thank you for taking the time. That sounds incredible.
Thank you so much, mate.
Pocketpet is an all-in-one integrated mobile app that connects pet owners to vets and other service providers in Indonesia. Pet parents can book, share, make transactions, and do lots more on their platform. Introducing Diana Sanjoto of Pocketpet, who will tell you more.
Hi everyone, my name is Diana. I'm the co-founder of Pocketpet, all-in-one solutions for pet owners. No more queues, no more papers, no more hassles. You can get all of your pet needs in one single app. And that is our goal. We want to make sure we can provide better and faster care for our pets. No more high waiting time at the vet clinics. No more difficulties in finding the right groomers. We can get direct messages from our sitters. And anything we want to do with our pet services, we can find in one single app. With our B2B2C model, similar to Uber and Airbnb, but for the pet world, we want to make sure that we equip our pet service providers with a powerful customer management system where they can connect directly with us, pet owners. Of course, the pet owners will get all the benefits, including easier searching, making bookings, online consultation, making any type of purchases. And at the same time, the pet service providers will be able to manage everything in one single app and get that analytics from that. All around the world, the pet industry has been growing very rapidly, including Asia Pacific. And also, you can see there are a lot of pet applications out there that are meeting the pet's needs. Kudos to them. However, none of them are the same like us, where we combine 3 different ecosystems for pet owners, for the pet services, as well as the pet registry. We also have a very distinct revenue model, advertisement, subscription, as well as sales margin into the mix. And that is the reason why we get tremendous support from the Indonesia Veterinarian Medical Association, where they awarded us due to our contribution to the pet industry in 2019. We also collaborate with Datamar Switzerland, Royal Canin and Purina, who are the biggest player in the pet industry, as well as Synonymous Pet Insurance and other pet startups, including Mela.ai and VetScope. We're close to achieving 2 billion IDR of GMV, and we have already 240 vet clinics that are joining our Phase 1 program as a pet service providers. Currently, we have more than 17,000 pet owners in our database, as well as 27 pets, which are mostly cats and secondly dogs in Indonesia. You see, 76% of our expenses are spent on IT development. That's because we want to make sure that we can provide the best product possible so that we can grow from 25,000 pet owners to 5 million customers within 5 years. This growth will not happen without the help and support of my co-founders, Wayne and Sherlina, as well as the rest of the Pocketpet team, where our experience in finance, in marketing, and in IT, as well as our passion in pets, able to make it work for all of us. Together, we achieved so many milestones together, including opening a legal entity, getting that first paying customer, getting award from the Veterinary Medical Association, getting award from Startup Estonia, join Technopol, getting investment from Antler, Sweden and Singapore, also getting that investment from Petco Japan, and now doing the accelerator program at Plug and Play. We want to continue our growth, and we would like to thank you for all of your outpouring support, and we would like to invite you to also join our cause. Thank you so much. Please do let me know if you have any questions. Take care.
Thanks, Diana. Hope all is good in Jakarta. So, 2020 was a big year for pets. So tell me, how is the pet market doing from your eyes right now?
The pet market has been growing tremendously, especially in the past 5 years. As you can see, 7.7 billion people in the world, 33% are pet owners. The pet market itself is a big, huge, giant, $200 billion in size, growing 5% annually. In Asia alone in particular, we've seen the fastest growth, especially in Asia Pacific, and we have also the biggest market size.
Wow, that's a gigantic opportunity. So how much has your revenue been so far?
We have achieved $17,000 so far in revenue. Our gross margin is about 82%. So we have 3 different business models, as we mentioned earlier, which is in advertising, sales margin, as well as subscription. But because we initially wanted to do a lot of promotion, so we give a lot of free access to a lot of our customers. So having this revenue really validates our idea, and we're really happy to be able to increase more this year.
Nice, highly profitable then. So what are your plans for 2021 and beyond?
We're planning to continue our growth, especially strengthening our position in Indonesia region. For our pet service providers, for Phase 1, we have onboarded a lot of veterinarian clinics, more than 240 in particular. Now we're opening for groomers and sitters and other pet service providers, and we have launched our beta version for that. We have more than 17,000 pet owners right now in our database, and we want to continue to grow up to 5 million pet owners within 5 years. And in particular, we also have been selected as part of Plug and Play Accelerator program as well after Antler. So we're very excited to join that program as well.
Nice. That sounds like an amazing opportunity. Well, the future is bright for Pocketpet. Looking forward to see how things go. Thanks,
Thank
Diana.
you so much.
Digital employee training and management for brick and mortar stores does not exist. Day One wants to change that with a customizable, easy-to-use SaaS platform. Prior to creating this solution, Jia Wen herself was an owner and operator of 9 retail shops in Singapore and found the training process extremely cumbersome. She will now tell you more about how Day One will transform the way offline businesses work.
Hi, we're Day One, a staff training and management platform for offline businesses. Before Day One, I was a retail entrepreneur. I started a retail brand called MegaFresh, which grew to 9 outlets in 3 years. I love running the business, but if there was one thing I did not like, it was staff management. And if you talk to anyone in my position, they will say the same thing. Staff management takes up too much time, leaving them too little time to focus on the growth of their business. One of the main reasons is due to how dated and manual processes are. Housekeeping checklists are often printed out, forcing management to physically be present to check on the checklist items. Work conversations are also on WhatsApp, even though it is inefficient because everyone puts it on mute. Day One is going to transform this age-old industry and digitize its process in an efficient manner. We are starting with day-to-day floor operations, as this is what businesses need most now. And we estimate this to be a $79 billion opportunity in Southeast Asia alone, as these old-school processes are costing the average business $25,000 a year. Every business that has seen our product has signed up, and when surveyed, told us they will pay up to $5 per user. 2 months on, we have rolled out an Android and iOS app, alongside with a responsive web version. Out of our long waiting list, we have chosen to transform the operations of these 9 businesses and their 200 employees first. Once we have finished building a killer app for staff management, we will expand into other aspects of business operations and build a super app for offline businesses. Our mission is to help offline businesses optimize operations and unlock growth potential. When our product reaches maturity, the world will be able to run offline businesses like they run online ones, automated, remote, and optimized. And not only are we making offline businesses easier to run, these are the people whose lives our product will change. This is the team building Day One. I am an experienced entrepreneur with multiple exits, and I cannot think of a better person to build this business with. My co-founder Wei Xian is a powerful combination of engineering and design, as he has spent the past 18 years building digital platform and is also an award-winning design thinking and branding expert. These industry's experts believe we will forever change the way offline business operations are run. They come from a strong background in venture, F&B, retail, and mall management. They will help us reach our first 1,000 customers. You're joining us at a perfect time. We have found product market fit and is now focused on super serving small business owners and becoming the go-to solution for pain points associated with staff training. In 2022, we will build features for other aspects of business operations and begin catering to large-scale businesses such as SMEs, MNCs, and franchises. These businesses will naturally take us global, and we will double down on that through a combination of software integrations, partnership, and building up of reseller network. If you are interested to invest in us, partner us, or view a demo, feel free to reach out to me at the email below.
That was awesome, Joanne. You've been around the block, built your own business in retail, etc. So how did you arrive at this product, and how long have you been working on it?
Yeah, so it took us 1.5 months to go to market, but in reality, this has been many years in the making. Because, staff management and its problems was something that I experienced firsthand when I was running my own retail business. So when we actually built our prototype and we showed it to my peers in the industry, we immediately knew we were onto something. And we just quickly, using their feedback, we co-created a product with them that will bring them value immediately and can be commercialized from day one.
Right. But how do those offline businesses currently deal with employee training and management?
Well, they do 2 things. They fight it or they ignore it. So those that fight, poor staff training and management, they tend to overcompensate by, overhiring, overstaffing their sales floor. And this really hits their bottom line immediately. And it's a wasteful use of resources because they could actually be spending those resources on growing their business. Those who ignore it pay an even higher price. When poor staff training leads to poor customer experience, they are losing business. 51% of customers that have experienced a poor in-store experience has said that they are likely to never patronize that business again.
Right. So 79 billion USD in Southeast Asia, that's a gigantic opportunity, must mean it's trillions globally. So retail is clear, it's clear you're going after that. Which industries are you overall targeting?
Yeah, well, we're starting with retail and F&B, but really we are made for all offline businesses. If you think about it, events, gyms, hospitality, tourism. Just look at, players doing something similar to us globally. We have Beekeeper, a company that has raised close to 200 million. They started with a niche industry and they are now in retail and tourism. If you look at Safety Culture, they are a Series C company now. They started with construction. Now they are in tourism and logistics.
Right. And how do you plan to acquire customers?
Well, we are a B2B SaaS company, so the end goal is to create a self-serve, off-the-shelf product that is being driven and sold through digital marketing channels. Right now, we are focused on our connections, building a sales funnel, using a combination of incentivizing our early adopters and getting our existing users to give us referrals. And then we're also looking at, integration with other HR tools, partnering with other companies, B2B companies that are going after the same target group as us. We're talking to payments company, inventory management solutions, and then we're also tapping on our reseller network.
Great. Thanks, Joanne. Can't wait to see what the future holds for Day One. Awesome.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Blue Sheets. Blue Sheets is a tool that enables the automation of bookkeeping with an AI-powered system. To tell you more, we have Christian Schneider.
Hi, my name is Christian. I'm CEO for Blue Sheets. At Blue Sheets, we're building a financial data lake for companies to access important key metrics in real time. This is achieved through our proprietary classification engine that will take over all bookkeeping tasks and automate them. Let's have a look at the traditional finance operating model as most companies out there have set it up right now. The bookkeeping is at the bottom of it. This is where all the data comes together. Sales, purchases, expenses, you name it. Transactions are posted into the accounting ledger, and from there the management will get access to the data to review and make strategic decisions. The problem is that bookkeeping alone takes already 30 days over to get done. That means the management wouldn't have real insights into how their company is doing for 30 days. This is where Blue Sheets comes in. We automate all bookkeeping tasks, enabling real-time posting into the accounting ledger. On top of that, we provide real-time insights for the management right away, giving them a bird's-eye view of what's happening in their business immediately. How does that work? Firstly, we ingest all that data through our API, email automation, or straight upload from social media apps. Secondly, we digest the data. That is where our engine will go and categorize incoming data streams, digitize it, and store it. We can add customizations as well before we disperse the data back to accounting tools like Xero, QuickBooks, or NetSuite. And then, of course, we will send management reports out as stakeholders in the company need it. Let's talk about our traction, and here we would like to let the numbers speak. We have launched last August. Since then, we have onboarded 15 companies out of 5 geographies. They're currently processing over 10,000 transactions per day through Blue Sheets in 25 different languages. Our current MRR is 6K USD, but we're most proud of our pipeline. We have 55K MRR in the pipeline waiting to be onboarded. But when it comes to customers, don't take my word for it. Let's just ask Josh Bell, who is principal at Guzman & Gomez, a fast food chain based in Australia with global reach. He's saying, we've invested $2 million over the last 3 years in automation integrations. However, most of these projects have failed. A very frustrating process. Blue Sheets has done in 2 hours what we couldn't do in 3 years and more. With Blue Sheets, we could access real-time data for the first time ever. On top of that, Blue Sheets is automating all our bookkeeping in the back office. Let's have a look at our model customers and how we acquire customers at Blue Sheets. We have 3 channels here. The first one is what we call Platform Piggyback. This is where Blue Sheets makes an API available for a platform, HR, bookkeeping platform, accounting, any others. Platform customers can benefit through our API from the Blue Sheets technology, and the platform will benefit because they can upsell customers on their platform. The second channel is our self-serve model. This is where customers go to the Blue Sheets website, sign up, and go. We're also planning to launch our mobile app to accelerate the self-serve sign-up flow. We have another channel which we call direct to customers, especially important if we approach corporates directly. One example is QB Insurance, who is looking to onboard the Blue Sheets technology and roll it out into 7 countries in APAC for claims processing purposes. And this is the opportunity for investors. First of all, we have an existing pipeline of 55K MRR ready to be activated in the next 3 months. Secondly, 97% of CEOs around the world say they would like to implement AI within the next 2 years. Blue Sheets, with AI as our core technology, is greatly positioned to be the first tool ever to roll out this beautiful technology to the masses. Third, the digital transformation TAM is 500 billion and growing 20% year over year, of course accelerated by recent happenings. And then lastly, industry agnostic, language agnostic. We at Blue Sheets think we can onboard 1 million businesses onto our platform within the next 2 years. And this is the team that's going to make it all happen. This team has experience in industries like finance and accounting, technology, specifically machine learning and AI. On top of that, all of us have worked in small startups as well as global, large-scale technology companies. We have raised a pre-seed round from Antler and Silicon Valley-based plug-and-play ventures. And we're currently raising $2 million USD seed round to accelerate our growth and achieve our high ambitions. Thank you very much.
Christian, congratulations on a fantastic pitch.
Thank you.
So, how do you manage to actually serve both corporates and SMEs, given that these two have very different needs and are very different segments?
Yeah. Despite them having different needs, we still see that the core task for our tool remains the same, which is use keywords to analyze incoming data streams. That works in a corporate environment as well as in an SME environment. Of course, the volume in the corporate sector is higher. But from that, other than that, we don't really see any big differences here.
That sounds quite nimble.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole idea. The solution is supposed to be applied to both and supposed to be bringing more transparency into both offices of a corporate as well as offices of an SME.
So if a company already uses tools such as Xero, QuickBooks, or NetSuite, which part do you actually help automate for these companies?
Right. Well, we're at the very bottom of it, so to say. We start gathering transactions when they actually happen. Companies using existing business tools already to sort of capture payments or in their outlets, capture customer information. We just plug into those tools and pull the data out. And then from there, we transform it and push it straight into Xero and QuickBooks. As simple as that.
You have some fantastic early traction in the food and beverage industry. Why do you think a sector like this really needs a product like Blue Sheets?
Yeah, it's a very fast-moving industry. On top of that, I like to say it's a bit more messy because a lot of things happen on a daily basis. You have a lot of transactions happening on both sides. This is the supply side as well as the demand side. Now, digital transformation has actually made this more challenging for this industry because now all of a sudden online channels are more sought after by customers. So what we see is we can provide great value for these tools because they don't need to integrate all these different, let's just say, sales channels they have. They can actually use us to consolidate all the data. But I want to also add that our tool works for any kind of industry and generally any kind of company because there is a bookkeeping need everywhere.
Oh, hey, that's fantastic. I wish you and Blue Sheets all the best.
Thank you.
The next team is Surer. They have built an exciting InsurTech solution to solve the problem of an inefficient general insurance market by empowering intermediaries to close deals faster and enable insurers to distribute their products better. Let's hear more about how they are reimagining the insurance industry from Gordon Tay.
Hi, I'm Gordon, co-founder of Surer. The general insurance market is highly inefficient because of huge unmet demand and unmatched supply. 70% of SMEs are underinsured. 90% of insurers are underrepresented. Stuck in the middle of this are 30,000 intermediaries chasing after an inefficient process. This inefficient process is causing this inefficient market. This inefficient process is one filled with repeated action that can take an intermediary up to an entire month to complete a simple deal. Here's painting you a scenario. You've got Leonard. He meets his client Lola's Cafe to gather all the information he requires. He then goes through his first set of repeated action by sharing this same information with the 3 insurance companies he represents to get a quote. He then goes back to Lola's with these quotes. And if Lola says no, he's left with no choice but to reach out to a peer through unstructured tools like WhatsApp and email. He gets this peer to go through that same process. If Lola says no, they have no choice but to repeat this action over and over again. Of course there's going to be unmet demand. These guys are stuck in a vicious cycle. Enter Surer. We cut this 1-month-long process down to just 10 minutes. In that same scenario, Leonard gathers all the information, creates one proposal on Surer, selects who he wants to work with, from peers to the insurance companies that he represents. He goes back to Lola's Cafe and say, hey, here's all the options that you have in the market, pick one. Leonard is now free to go out there and prospect for the demands. Since our launch, we've driven strong traction. We've signed up 131 intermediaries as Surer users, and this is excluding 122 demo requests. These intermediaries has used Surer to create 730 proposals. They've gotten 624 quotes from insurance companies via the platform, and the most exciting part of all of this, we've driven over $700,000 worth of gross premium value via Surer. We've done deals with big players in the market as well. The likes of FWD, Allianz, Chubb are already on board, and they want to place exclusive products with us. This represents a gross premium value of $4 million. We've got similar partnerships waiting in the pipelines to be signed as well. With this, we are well poised to grow in revenue and geography. What we are doing today is building our volume of sales force and production activity. This will be the Surer engine and our moat. We will continue to build on this volume through market expansion, and we can do so because we are market and regulation agnostic. The most exciting part of this business is when we maximize monetization by charging a 1% platform fee on all gross premium value transacted on Surer. With this, we have a TAM of $10 billion because the gross premium value transacted annually globally is US $1 trillion. If you think this is a sunsetting industry, think again. A report by Ernst & Young said that this industry is set to grow by 70% in the next 10 years, with the caveat that the right technologies be deployed. While we work towards the ultimate monetization goal of charging a 1% platform fee, we are already driving revenue through 2 business models. The first, a SaaS business model targeted at the individual intermediaries. The second, marketing solutions targeted at insurance companies who wants to engage with these intermediaries on the Surer platform. We have been featured by reputable insurance media platforms and gotten ourselves certified by the Singapore FinTech Association. We've been able to build strong traction for our business because of the Surer people on board. Along with my co-founders Darren and Renfred, you're looking at a team with 10 years of experience in the industry, building a startup, and have a good track record of turning startups to unicorns like Carousel and Property Guru. We are inviting you today to capture this opportunity together with us, and we are asking for $1 million in funding to enhance our tech capabilities. We are looking for investors who are as excited about the insurance industry and its growth potential as us. The grand vision of Surer is to be the world's largest transactor of general insurance without having to own a single salesperson or underwrite a single insurance product. We hope this presentation has made you surer about our business. If not, get in touch to get surer. Thank you.
Thanks, Gordon. Awesome pitch, man.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
Thank you.
So tell us, why focus on the intermediaries? It seems like they're the inefficient part of the equation, so why just not cut them out?
That's a good question, and we get it a lot. To reiterate, Surer is in the general insurance space. So products within general insurance, especially commercial lines, are highly complex. So business owners still need that human advisor to help them with. Don't take my word for it, right? So in advanced markets in the US and Europe, you're seeing that business owners, 70% of them are researching online but still purchasing offline through the intermediary. Another case in point I can share with you is that one of the insurer that we've partnered up with, FWD, they are known for going direct to the consumers. That's their business model. They've reached out to us organically because they want to engage with the sales force on Shuara to help them push such products. So this is what is giving us conviction to supercharge these intermediaries, and this is where you can capture the growth opportunities of the market.
That sounds exciting. And what is the competitive landscape like?
Right, so Shuara is unique on 3 connected levels. So number 1, we are intermediary focused. What that does is it allows us to drive network collaboration. With network collaboration and the power of the collective, everyone can do a deal 10x faster. While there are other competitors in the market, right? So you've got people like eBautech in APAC, you've got people like Inslee in Europe, you've got Assurex in the US, but they are focused on corporate solutions, which is different from what we are doing. I brought them up because they have proven that this is a viable space to do business because they are well funded as well.
Right. So we're sitting now here in beautiful Singapore. So is this problem purely a local one, or is it pertinent to other markets as well?
So when we first started Shuara, we did most of our research in Singapore. But after we've launched, counterparts in countries like US, Malaysia, India reached out to us, and we realized that they are facing the same problem, if not worse. So let me give you an example. In Singapore, the intermediary can represent up to 3 insurers, right? So they can only get 3 quotes to satisfy their clients. If they can't satisfy their clients with these 3 quotes, then they get tangled up in this web that I presented earlier of communication and workflow issues. So in Malaysia, this number is 2. In India, this number is 3. Even if we take out this blocker, we understand that in Singapore, only 9.9% of intermediaries are maximizing these 3 slots. It's because of this problematic workflow, and this is what's causing underrepresentation amongst insurers. And this is what Shuara is solving on both sides of the equation.
Thanks. Great mission. Good job. Looking forward to what the future holds for sure.
Awesome.
And now we will hear from EatMatch, a social app that's creating a world where no one eats alone. EatMatch helps millennials and Gen Zs find people to eat with and do activities with. Mint Leung will tell us more about the concept behind the app.
Hi, my name is Mint and I'm the co-founder of EatMatch. We help people make real connections offline by sharing meals together. Meet Lisa. Lisa recently moved to the city for work. She lives alone and is far away from her friends and family. This is how she typically spends her night, scrolling endlessly on TikTok, because she lacks the connections with real people around her. And with work from home arrangement this year, she doesn't even get the chance to hang out with her friends from work. There is a Lisa in every millennial and Gen Z. We're always connected, but always lonely. 40% of us report feeling socially isolated despite the fact that we're connected online all the time. EatMatch is changing that. Instead of scrolling on TikTok all day, we help people like Lisa make real connections with real people in real life. This is how it works. Users post events on EatMatch to invite people to eat with them. Other users then scroll through a feed of upcoming events and joins the one that interests them. For people like Lisa, they're not fuzzy about who they're going to meet. They're not looking for lifelong friendships. They love EatMatch because we can help them find people to kill time with whenever they crave companionship. In fact, they call this the one meal stand. With EatMatch, they're not bound to add each other on social media or maintain a long-term relationship afterwards. We know that this works because in just 2 weeks after launch, we made it to #1 on Thailand's App Store. And we did this without a single dollar spent on marketing. In the last 3 months, we have acquired over 36,000 registered users, of which 40% of them are monthly active. Of all the users that went out for a physical meal, 90% of them came back to our app. We have generated an additional sales of over 10,000 US dollars for restaurants around Bangkok by driving customers to them. And here's the thing. Restaurants are willing to pay 10 to 15% commission for new customers. I know this because we already have 30 restaurants willing to onboard as soon as this new feature is built out. To capture the additional sales, we will sell dining vouchers in-app, where users will get discount for group purchase and restaurant will get customers delivered to their door. We're starting with restaurants now, but we're confident that we can branch out to local travel and activities because our users are already hacking our app for it. They're going to beaches together and even hosting Halloween parties using our app. In total, the food service, local travel, and activities market in Southeast Asia is worth over $273 billion. In the coming year, we will focus on the $62 billion market in Thailand. This is the team behind EatMatch. Thai is our technical co-founder who have built 2 profitable startups before. I've previously launched and scaled Uber Eats in Hong Kong, and I've worked for Gaia Group, a regional restaurant operator with over 50 outlets. So I know exactly what restaurants are looking for when partnering with tech companies like EatMatch. Between the two of us, we have over 10 years of friendship. We're now looking for seed capital to help us monetize EatMatch. If this is something you're interested to learn more about, let's go eat.
Wow, you're really building something truly unique. How did you come up with this new social concept?
So EatMatch was originally a travel app for travelers to eat with locals in Thailand. But then we realized that our Thai users keep hacking our app and using it to eat with other Thai people. So we decided to make a pivot and just allow anyone to find anyone to eat with.
Wow, that sounds like a great pivot and quite timely with the current environment with restricted travel.
Yeah.
So it's obviously very impressive how you've managed to acquire over 36,000 users without any marketing dollars. Can you talk a bit about how you actually acquired these users and how you're able to drive users to your app today?
So EatMatch's concept sells pretty well on its own. Our users like to retweet and talk about us on social media, but we also see viral content on social media ourselves, and we're good at it. Just last week, we got 8,000 new users from one TikTok video alone, and our cost per user sign-up is at only 10 cents.
It really sounds like you're leveraging the right channels in the right way. So you have great business partners on board, and you're looking to expand on that. Can you talk a bit more about why businesses would like to partner with EatMatch and how you view that relationship in the long term?
So I'll use restaurants as an example. So we help restaurants increase their revenue by increasing their table size. Asians love to share food, so they tend to order more when there are more people to share. And it costs the restaurant the same to serve a table of 2 versus a table of 8. So naturally, restaurants like larger tables. And with the discounts that restaurants are giving to EatMatch users, it more than pays for itself because the restaurants are getting larger tables with larger bill size.
Well, Mint, I've loved using your app, and I'm definitely going to do it in the future as well. Thank you for this, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Our next company is Lowcod. They want to enable the middle of the e-commerce merchant pyramid by providing them a sophisticated e-commerce supply chain platform. Yanis Dargel will now tell you more.
Hi everyone, I'm excited to introduce Lowcod, the logistics cloud putting your fulfillment on auto-scaling. E-commerce has reached an inflection point and supply chains are pressured to adapt. The e-commerce share of retail is reaching 10 to 20% across Southeast Asia and Australia. This requires consumer brands to fundamentally redesign supply chains. Shipping is the #1 satisfaction driver. The customer demand for prime delivery standards is steadily increasing. Accelerated by COVID-19, supply chain resiliency became a key priority. Our customers want a multi-channel solution that is always in sync, connecting fulfillment to all sales channels from one inventory pool to maximize sell-through and availability. Here, a localized fulfillment is key to shorten the last mile, leading to faster and cheaper delivery. And all of that is possible flexibly with agile fulfillment, leading to variabilized cost and capacity. Lokat enables a frictionless e-commerce globally. Our fulfillment is powered by technology and local distribution. We are operating on one platform for e-commerce fulfillment, which is integrated with all sales channels, providing a plug-and-play fulfillment and shipping solution across APAC. Lokat's network of warehouses is accessible across the Asian Pacific region, and we can scale on demand and offer a completely variabilized cost and capacity. Our brands enjoy a transparent platform with real-time visibility across their sales, fulfillment, and inventory. You can essentially keep track of your business from wherever you are. Through Lokat, our deliveries reach customers faster, we reduce shipping costs, we provide access to variable warehouse capacity, and we reduce fixed operating costs in the supply chain. With the Lokat Control Tower, we provide our brands access to real-time sales performance across all channels, the end-to-end fulfillment journey to track every order, and inventory reporting to make informed decisions. Our founding team consists of Konstantin, the CEO of Lokat, who has shaped e-commerce in Southeast Asia as the managing director of Zalora Philippines. He then co-founded and led Intrigo, a last-mile tech-enabled logistics company. Shrey joined our team as the CTO. He has been the product lead for Grab Maps and previously worked at 99.co and studied at NUS in Singapore. And I'm Jans, the COO of Lokat. Throughout my 9-year journey from Zalando in Germany to Zalora Philippines, Konstantin and I have been working closely together, finding solutions for e-commerce brands and their supply chain needs. Lokat was founded in August last year. In September, we secured funding from Antler as well as other VCs and angels. In November, Lokat launched in the Philippines with 6 brands and 100,000 items inbounded. We generated 85,000 USD in revenue in December. For Q1, we're expanding to Hong Kong and Australia and are planning further network expansion across APAC, as well as the launch of our next generation cloud fulfillment platform later on in the year. While we are currently closing our seed funding round, we are especially eager to meet e-commerce brand and logistics partners. On our journey, we are always on the outlook for great employees and advisors.
I'm here with Konstantin Roberts, the other co-founder of Lokat, who's speaking to us from Dubai. Hi, Cons. Great to see you, man. So tell us, what is the key problem that Lokat helps solve for e-commerce brands?
Think of Lokat as enabling the back-end operations of e-commerce brands, basically everything that happens after a customer clicks buy now. So we help brands focus on their core business, on selling and marketing their products, while we take care of everything else in the back end and enable brands to provide a first-class customer experience. And we do that by taking care of fulfillment with flexible warehousing, where you have access to all the capacity you need and only pay for what you use, with professional warehouses that provide good service levels and that can support the growth of your business. We also enable brands to sell across multiple sales channels from one pool of inventory, which greatly helps brands to improve their sell-through rate and limits the inventory you need to buy. So one stock pool across all of the sales channels that you work with. And overall, everything is geared to provide a great customer experience by allowing brands to localize fulfillment. So if you are starting out in one region and you see your sales grow in another country, but shipping times take long and shipping costs a lot of money, with Lokat, you can easily add new warehouses to your network to localize fulfillment and deliver faster and more cheaply.
Right, that sounds exciting. So how much do brands have to spend to level up their supply chain with Lowcut?
The great thing with Lowcut is that it's all on demand, and we variabilize your cost. So that ultimately in traditional logistics, you have a lot of fixed costs and long-term commitments you need to make, which often doesn't suit the fast-moving world of e-commerce brands. So with Lowcut, with a very low minimum monthly commitment, you have access to all of our technology and all of your warehouses, and we only charge you when items actually get shipped out, as well as for long-term storage in the warehouse, making all of your costs fully variable and making sure that most of the costs only occur when you've actually sold an item.
Right, great. And who are your typical customers? I mean, do you only work with big brands or?
The mission of Lowcut is really to level the playing field in e-commerce, because most of the e-commerce brands are actually medium-sized brands, whether it's a retailer going online, a merchant that has grown their business on the marketplaces, or an up-and-coming direct-to-consumer brand. So the idea of Lowcut is really that we focus on the middle of the pyramid of e-commerce brands and entrepreneurs, and provide them a level playing field to compete with the big guys out there. So ultimately, while we do also work with a couple of major brands, the barriers to entry for Lowcut are very low, and any brand that sells, let's say, more than 20 items a day can sign up to our entry plan and get going.
That's pretty awesome. Well, thanks, man. Looking forward to great things from Lowcut.
Thank you, Yossi.
To another successful demo day where we got to witness innovation, new ways of doing things, and in the case of these teams,
agility and grit like never before.
Remember, click on the Get in Touch button to speak to any of the startups you are interested in investing in, collaborating with, or partnering.
And from all of us in the Antler Southeast Asia team here in Singapore, thank you for watching.
Till next time.